Hello everyone, welcome back. Now I'm going to talk about tables. So let me provide a new section called tables. So in order to have a table in LaTeX, the easiest way is to type begin and then we have table. So it brings the code itself. It starts here, it's going to finish here, centering, and in the meantime we have one tabular, which is the information, the detail about the table. And then we have the caption and the label as well. So caption and label, they are working the same as that we discussed in the figure section, but we're going to discuss it here again, so don't worry. And then when we are having the tabular begin, we are having two columns, and by default there are two rows, the first row and the second row. So let me type down something here: first, second. So before even typing, let me just compile. So this is the table. Okay, so now here I type HT, so we will see where the LaTeX is going to put it. Okay, it's going to put it after the table section, so it is going to be there. Now I type down first, second. Now it's a bit vague how the table works. So when I put the first and second, okay, and then like data 1 and data 2, if I compile, you see here. Okay, so it's a table of 2 by 2. In order to have a table with 2 rows and 3 columns, for example, we can basically add another C here. So now we are including 3 columns. Okay, this table now includes 3 columns, but we don't see the last column because we are not typing anything. Whatever you're going to type, you first type and sign here, and then third, for example, column. You type there. Okay, if you leave it empty, it's going to show nothing. So now it's recompiling. So when it recompiles, you will see the third row, third column, sorry, in the first row. Okay, so now we are having the first row here. Then we are having data 1, and then we are having the third column. However, here we are not having the third column. Nothing is written there because nothing is there. So in order to separate the data from one column to another, you need to type the and sign so it knows that you're talking about the next column. Okay, and when you're talking about the next row, you need to have this sign. So backslash backslash, it knows that it is going to have another line. So if I just simply don't include this and sign, I type down backslash, it is going to go to the next row. So when I now recompile, okay, you see that we are having now 3 rows and 3 columns, but these columns are empty for the second and the third row, so you don't see them here. So why are we having one line here and not another one line here? The reason is that these two C's are not separated, but the first two C's, the first two are separated with one straight line. So if I put another straight line here, you will see the part, and if I add a straight line in the end and in the beginning, you will see that it's going to consider that as well. So let me just type down third column here. And then here I would say data 3 and third column. Okay. So now you see we have 3 rows and 3 columns, and all of them are separated by lines. But in order to avoid that, we can simply remove them. It depends how you would like your table to be. And if I want to, so basically the first row of the tables are the labels. So for example, you say references, then you would say, for example, year, and then you would say, for example, methodology. For example, this is just an example, okay? So now we are having the first row, the labels. But if I want to have one line after the first row, simply just type down \h line. So when I recompile, we will have this line, horizontal line here. And basically, it would be better to consider the bold style for this part, for the first row, for the labels of the table. So you see it's better. In order to have the bold, we know that we need to include text BF, and within brackets, whatever we write, it's going to be bold. Or you can simply highlight the word or the sentence or whatever you want, the paragraph, and then push the Control B. It is going to make it bold or unbold it. So now we are having this part. And again, if you would like to have horizontal line between this row and this row, basically the second and the third row, at the end of the second row, you're going to type \h line. So it is going to have this line as well here. So we also have the C means center. So we also have the option of writing L. So when you're writing L, everything is not in the center and it's on the left side. You can type R, it is going to be on the right side. So it depends on what you would like about this. And then we are having the caption here. We can say this distribution of data regarding the literature review, for example. So this is the caption. It is labeling it as a table automatically because we are including a table. And we are having the table, we can say literature review summary. So this is also the label of the table. So I'm going to, when I'm in this section, table, then we're having the ref. And here you see that you see the figures references and you have the tab, which is tabular. So this is fig. It means that this label corresponds to a figure, sorry. So this one is a literature review summary. In this section table, for example, this provides a summary of the literature. So when I recompile, you see that table, the one is automatically added here, provides a summary of the literature. So this is basically how we can have a basic table in LaTeX. And this is the code. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to type it down. I will be happy to help you. Thank you.